What we're building at Lytho is software for creative teams, part of marketing organizations, and we're actually expanding into marketing organizations as well. So you could consider it Martech software. It's definitely part of the marketing stack. Where we like to slide into the part of the marketing stack is the creative process, but we're also trying to expand into the overall creative operations life cycle. So the content life cycle, all the way from creation to measurement. Traditionally, we've been in the middle, where we will manage campaigns and projects and the build out of proofs and artifacts for marketing purposes, tracking those projects. And then we have a DAM, which digital asset manager, which will warehouse those assets and then allow you to reuse them over time. And we've got a whole bunch of solutions kind of in between, and we're starting to tease on the edges of either side of that workflow as well. Our tech stack is pretty interesting, especially for the relatively small size of our company, mainly because we grew a lot through acquisition. The main pieces of our tech stack are in three different silos. The one of our applications is written in a traditional Microsoft .NET stack with SQL Server on the back end and C Sharp underneath, and Angular on top of it all. I'm sorry, not Angular, React on top of it all. We have another piece of our stack, another silo that has Java at its core, with MongoDB underneath and Angular on top. And then we have yet another smaller portion of our stack that's written in Python, with Marionette on top of it. What I would say, though, is that that tech stack is radically changing, along with our adoption of AI and AI tooling and AI techniques as we build our software out. Prior to engaging with full scale, was well before my time. But what I can tell you is the conditions that I understand and how we came to engage with full scale, and also talk about why we continue to today. We started our journey with full scale with our Divi HQ product line, which was a company that wasn't in the Litho family when that engagement started. And the reason that they went with full scale was they needed to rapidly expand their engineering team fairly quickly, with people who, they had a bench force, people who were in place that they could seat pretty quickly, who were high quality, who were easy to work with, and ultimately could do the job for long term, right? Like they didn't want to get into an engagement that was short term, 3 months SOW type of engagement. They wanted to invest in engineers who could commit to and grow with the company, and evolve their skills and their understanding of our product suite along with us. Now, fast forward a couple of years after that, when Litho purchased Divi HQ, we stayed with Full Scale, because at the time Litho didn't have a good strategy for hiring at scale or hiring offshore, diversification of hiring needs across the globe. And Full Scale was doing such a great job that we stuck with them, and we're extraordinarily happy with them yet today for
Mm,
those purposes. The impact that the Full Scale team has had for us has been culturally speaking, has been very flexible for us. Uh, about 10 months ago, and that's fairly specific because that's when I came in, but more importantly, that's when our new chief product officer came in. We radically shifted our product strategy from what we had been doing for years and years to our new edge-based strategy and focused around our digital asset manager. And because of the culture built up at Full Scale and their flexibility and their ability to move to where the problems are, we were able to take several people who had been working on our .NET stack and redirect them into the Java stack with very little friction, and they were able to get up to speed and efficient. I'm sorry, not efficient, but productive very quickly, and that was huge for us, right? Just we have a high tenure organization in a lot of different areas, that it would be more challenging for them to uproot themselves from something they've been working on for say 10 or 12 years and move to an entirely different business domain, an entirely different tech stack. But with full scale, we were able to do that with relative ease and with very low friction. I would say most recently, my biggest surprise with our full scale employees, our full scale folks, has been their eagerness and their ability to really dive into this whole new AI realm that we're all experiencing together. Litho jumped into it, kind of dipped our toes into it last year in 2025, but in starting in February of this year, we started being very much more intentional about our AI adoption. And what surprised me was some of our full scale teammates are the ones who were pushing it the hardest and showing us what can be done with AI much faster than some of the very tenured people who have been at Litho for years and years, including some of our very technical people that I would have expected to be really leading the charge. So we work with a lot of younger engineers and younger QA people, and they've just been very eager and curious about AI, and have been showing us all kinds of great ways to utilize it, which I think is really a good sign because it shows them integrating into the team. It's not Litho pushing a culture onto full scale. It's full scale and Litho working together to build out this new technology culture that really there's no right answer to it yet. We're all kind of carving it out together, and they're right along with us. In fact, leading us in some instances towards how Litho is going to operate with AI in an ongoing basis. Yeah, would I recommend full scale to other CTOs and founders? Absolutely, right? Particularly if the Philippines is an area where you're targeting. I happen to have a fairly good exposure to the Philippines market. And I get, what would you call yourself, staff augmentation, like full long-term staff augmentation. I've worked with a number of different companies, and Full Scale is a very high quality partner in the Philippines, and has been very responsive to all of my requests and very proactive to things I don't even know that I'm not asking, things I don't even know that I want. The team there has been very proactive into reaching out and informing me that, hey, you should be paying attention to this. So would I recommend them? Absolutely.